Beach FM kick-off sports breakfast show with HMC Kapiti, your local authorised Kia and Suzuki sales and service agent, and now your local AA Auto Centre. At HMC Kapiti, the journey just gets easier. Find out how easy online at hmckapiti.co.nz.
You're back on the Kick-Off Sports Breakfast Show with Damian. Let's talk netball now as we look towards finally having some international netball back on our shores. And let's talk to Silver Fern, Karin Burger. G'day, Karin.
Morning. How are you?
I'm very, very well. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. It's weekend, so it's always good.
It's early, so thank you for your time. Hey, mate, first and foremost, I've got to ask, as a person that's from the Hutt Valley, to stand in front of a pretty scrubbed up Walter Nash Stadium on Thursday night, how did it feel to be named Hutt Valley Supreme Athlete of the Year?
Gosh, yeah, I think it was a very big surprise. I mean, I know I was up for the Sportswomen Award, but I never could have imagined the Supreme Award. So very big shock, but it's really, really amazing having been involved with the Hutt Valley for so long, and just seeing all the familiar faces, and yeah, it was a massive honour. Yeah, I'm still quite shocked actually trying to digest it. So, but yeah, I feel very, very honoured.
Absolutely. Well, mate, you've had a pretty awesome 16 months, I think I break it down. ANZ Premiership with the Pulse in June. July, you win a World Cup. You go and travel in January and have a sweep in England. And then you go back to back with one of probably the longest netball seasons you've had with the Pulse. So, I mean, how has the whirlwind of 2019, 2020 been for Karin Burger?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a short time, but it feels like ages, actually. When you talk about the World Cup now, I feel like it's been a few years ago. Yeah. I guess it's just to do with the whole today's day and age and what's happening at the moment. So I'm just fortunate enough to be able to play netball and do something that I'm really passionate about. And considering there's so many sports who don't get to have an international season, and being able to, even though it's back to back and it's hard on the body and a lot of the times more mental than physical sometimes, but the fact that we're able to do it, I think, is just amazing. So all of the hard work and all that stuff sort of surpasses anything else, and we're just happy to be on court and be able to do what we love.
We can't wait to see you out there. But before we get to October the 21st to the 24th and 1st to the 3rd of November, you talk about those mentals. How, and I'm probably boring everybody with this question over this time, but how does an athlete an international athlete stay mentally tough during a pandemic when we can't interact with each other, we can't get out there and train, and all the things that you're just so used to in your life?
Yeah, that's really hard. I think it's sometimes you need to understand it's not just athletes. There's a lot of athletes that struggle with these kind of things too. So it's not an athlete can do everything kind of a thing under these circumstances. We struggle as well. I think you have the important thing is to surround yourself with the right people and just have the end goal in mind. So it's tough times for everybody. I think the thing with athletes is because we're so used to always pushing ourselves hard, we might have that little bit of extra help in terms of being able to manage these kind of things. But it has been tough. It's really hard. It's a whirlwind year. We've basically had no breaks. It's all the way through. So really looking forward to a little bit of a break at some point. But yeah, I think just considering that everybody has tough times, and it's just supporting each other and trying to keep positive as much as possible, and reaching out to those around you if you do need some help and a little bit of support, really.
Absolutely. Hey, I want to talk the difference. A couple things. One, playing in empty stadiums versus a World Cup final. How area is that?
Gosh, yeah. I think so at the start of the year we were the the first and last game to actually have a crowd at an ANZ level. So we were fortunate to have that. And then when we came back, it was quite interesting actually. So when we came back, there were a little bit of a crowd, nothing compared to what it usually is. Yeah. So we didn't experience the complete no crowd, but it's definitely different. I think it has a different element to we can actually hear each other on court, and we have to be our own supporters and be loud for ourselves, and that's where our bench is usually kicked in as well. It's a very, very big contrast from World Cup to deafening and you can't even hear the person next to you, to being able to hear almost everything. But yeah, I guess that adds a different element to the game. We were able to hear each other, understand each other, and had to support each other. So it was just a different aspect, and it was actually quite fun and interesting at times.
Yeah. Hey, you get to do so many different things, and now you're an ambassador. You're in commercials, but how is it playing again against a sellout crowd, or even just the 100 crowd supporters crew, versus speaking in front of, like you did the other night, against your family, friends, peers, all that stuff?
Yeah.
How's that different for you?
Yeah, if you put me in front of all those people a few years ago, I would have probably melted down. I think it comes with time, with age. So the more you get introduced to these kind of things, you sort of get used to it. And if you just know who you are as a person and what your values and beliefs are, it's quite easy to be able to express those things. I think that's really important, to just stay true to yourself. So I think I've grown up a lot in that aspect. And if you talk to people that had known me in the past, that's not something I would have been I've been able to do. So but also makes it easier when there's people in the crowd that and that you love, and they're always backing you. So yeah, it's
awesome.
Interesting.
I'm with you, mate. I do it for a living, and I still get nervous.
Yeah, I don't think you'd ever not be nervous.
Yeah, it means you love it as well. Hey, let's talk about the netball now. You are preparing for the Cadbury Netball Series that is kicking off October 21 to 24 against New Zealand A men and the under 21. Firstly, how's the preparation going for that, and how's the excitement that you do get to mix and mingle against the best in the country, against yourselves for that scrimmage for those 3 days?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a stressful couple of weeks leading into our first camp, only because it's been a while since we've been in the international scene, and everybody was a bit worried about what the physical requirements were going to be. And it's always tough on camp, but we love it so much. It was great to be able to see everybody together. And the thing about the current Netball New Zealand environment is that everybody basically has a go, really. So you always have to put your best foot forward, and it puts a little bit of internal competition amongst each other, but it's good because that's what pushes you as a player and as a team to grow. So we just finished our first camp this week, and we've got another one coming next week. We've obviously got the 21s coming in through, and our development teams involved in that. So there's definitely a lot of people, a lot of faces around. So I guess that just creates a little bit more internal competition, which is amazing because we grow as athletes. So hopefully come Cadbury Series, we'll be able to put our best foot forward and take that win.
Absolutely. Hey mate, and one more question in regards to the international. It's the Tiny Jameson Trophy is up for grabs against England, the first to the third. We've just heard that England's coach has got COVID-19. Does that make this whole pandemic a bit more real? Like, we push for internationals and we've got to be all safe and everything, and then we read about this?
Yeah, I think that's why we, even in camps, it's always emphasised that there's been so much work, credit to Netball New Zealand for working really hard behind the scenes. I mean, we've got no idea everything they've had to go through to be able to make these things work. So credit to them for putting up an actual international season. And it's always been emphasised to us that we need to make sure, even if it's the sniffles, whatever it might be, we need to make sure that we're all healthy and good to go, because all the hard work that's been put in, and if one or two people, get sick, it causes the whole thing to sort of go amok. And I think that the fact that the England coach was now diagnosed with it, it really does make it real. So hopefully everybody will be more attentive to taking care of their health and making sure that everybody's all good to go come the series.
Absolutely. Well, we can't wait to see you guys back out there. One last question is, I'm not even going to touch on you leaving us and going down south. But I'm guessing you can't do an OE at this time as well. So it is what it is. But I'm massive on mentors. We've had a great lady by the name of Yvette Jury on the show many times, but the other night we celebrated one of yours, a lady that stood next to me the last couple Hutt Valley Netball finals that I emceed, Joanne Paora, a lovely lady and one of your first coaches. Any words about Jo being on it the other night?
Oh gosh, Jo's a very unique individual, and I am so fortunate to have crossed paths with her. She puts her heart and soul into netball and supporting people around her, and she's one in a million, and I'm so grateful for all the opportunities and the love that she's provided me. She's helped me a lot throughout my journey to be able to reach to where I am, and no matter where I am in the world, I'm always getting those messages of support and always having a catch up of a coffee here and there. So you really do need people like that in your life, and I'm very, very happy to have Jo as one of them.
Absolutely. Karin Burger, thank you so much for your time this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. All the best for the upcoming series against for the Cadbury, and of course against England in November. All the best, mate. Thanks again for your time.
Awesome. No worries. Thank you so much.
Beach FM kick-off sports breakfast show with HMC Kapiti, your local authorised Kia and Suzuki sales and service agent, and now your local AA Auto Centre. At HMC Kapiti, the journey just gets easier. Find out how easy online at hmckapiti.co.nz.